Ebusia, eja dem, aye deja, eja dem MPP mu gidi. Over the weekend na Mampong Hene ye ne ba so na ye top dignity se ko PM both MPP ni NDC. Na no na Kennedy Agyapong ko PM we ye na se no. Okoshia ye MPP supporters e wa sorry there bi mbodi tu omu anim say when na MPP for answer reward Dr. Bawumia. And now man give Dr. Bawumia another chance because 2024 election will lose with over 2 million votes. No, will lose with over 2 million votes. No, and you quite yes, I reward no with another chance. Now, on no can Agyapong and the bit in your MPP. Or the same baby to a car home. No, can't answer me about Bawumia. Then so I reply can Agyapong say your cassette said you're wondering if you're one constituency. And yeah, since Central no NDC and we need that seat no. Na no Hene Agyapong lawyer and none of pay on also responded to a Dr. Bawumia and in the camp. Now granted this interview radio XYZ. Mummy Kuti and some of the tuja radio XYZ.
William Kwesi a private legal practitioner na we lawyer ni mapa Edimo Hene Agyapong. Na Musa say asori ben no moko ya say preaching course. You can't say much. No apom to say.
You saw tomorrow.
Body say. Now you say eja wo client wo gina sorry dem cry microphone. Yen hye dem hu baby crop papa ye video na ye hwe no. But preaching na ye course on kire say ono Hene Agyapong betimi win election 2028 no. Final.
Echo Mampong.
Radio XYZ.
And some Mampong the other okay.
Sorry dem de no ho. Okay.
Party for the Bishiano.
As part of thank you to Anna.
Oh, that'll be okay. Omo so about no organizer on best and so radio. Or no making Komokaka. And to Komodium one, as you say, there's into the party. And Orca, the history of the party. And where we are today, and why we should make sure we choose a leader who is popular, somebody who will win national election. And that is the summary of it.
Now, so we cry there. And yes, be our Kushia constituency executives and as a party for why I'm
Chromo for our party sympathizers. And you know, some of them you rather that. Our Pamujane, on the way to be another the fans now. And the officers are wanting woman in here. As also, address you. So that was the process of addressing the party faithfuls who came to beg him to say something.
Now, Senior, we more nice we know when it take a decision for the party, wanna.
Oh, most of them were delegates were in there. Executive somewhere around the mobile, so they had it. In fact, presently, we are not talking about decisions of the party. We are talking about how to reorganize our party and make sure that we are ready for power. What do I say? Yes, that is it. A time will come, we will address those who make decisions. You know that party next Congress. Nobody knows the committee has recommended that there should be amendments to our constitution, that the delegate system should be revisited to ensure that nobody can influence those who elect leadership. And you know, we are not even sure who is going to make a decision. It could be a party, like I said, every card-bearing member. It could be all past executives, an expansion of the delegate system. Yes, and you know, we are waiting eagerly. But meanwhile, we need to be thinking about our party. So when you say the other side, they were discussing issues like Obiaba for 3 times, anywhere wine. It's in the air. And this is factually incorrect.
XYZ.
And so, as part of the discussion, we need to set the record straight. Because you see, the first person who broke the silence and enforced that partisan politics was introduced in Ghana was Professor Dubois. Oko first round, Okoye, the percentage it wasn't the best. In fact, I know the party which was stolen verdict. Not just say, obviously, JJ was real. As Papa Niaman another opportunity. The next time he contested, he lost. And look, that is the nature of the MPP party.
Radio
We allow people to sell themselves and we elect who is the best for the party. And it is not factually correct or academically right to say Obi Obi be our quarter time.
Radio
And that's correct. And look, if you situate when J. Kufuor contested for the first time, the nature of our electoral process,
Radio
to pick ballot boxes, Lawrence was then president, and the situations then, I'll be surprised for anybody to compare today's electoral process with what was happening then. And you can't compare performances and Kufuor in the first attempt.
Na onhwe ase we no ebia mo ka se mpanyinanim ye kone prensa nti on say Dr. Bawumia akobako nti mpanyinanim prensa dia na esa nka aka mienu no.
And that is a wrong philosophy. Not just over 12 years and so about power. Now all contest no argument decide. I said no problem. Oh compare power. What's in your company name presently? 12 years as no. Meanwhile, the party is calling for victory. In fact, contest they call back here. That is Dr. Bawumia 38%.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying we went to the contest to lose. We didn't. We went there to win. Now the point is that we did not have a winnable candidate. And the arguments everybody say Akufo-Addo and the name Muadie, Akufo-Addo and what to put to Moankaminia. Akufo-Addo the picture that ballot paper.
There be.
In fact, if the candidate was so popular, it didn't matter what the Akufo-Addo did. People would vote for him because then they saw hope, they saw change, they saw that the future would be brighter. That is what we went to sell. But as we speak now, we know. Quoting Dr. Bawumia, we have the data. We have the data. The man had 38%.
Hey, Mebao, Council. Almost say abattoir to nano election 2024 no. When you 40 point something %.
Okay, then I might be wrong. And to your family say, when you ended the bar, now
38% do you way.
Oh, see a 2 about you come to you in a mark. Dr. Bawumia consider no 38%.
Ampa.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Changes are about fine. But whatever that, it doesn't make any significant difference. What do you say?
Let's say 38% in the field, and you know, when you to us, so Sanam Pesa Muchre.
Yes, look, let me make the difference so that listeners will understand. In the first place, we were government in power. What do you say? Unlike Kufuor, when he was coming from the opposition and things were quite difficult, we were government in power. And now Yeko contest Yaba. And if government in power is going to contest, now say there were candidates were the vice president for 8 years, while you're running mate for 8 years. Now, with me losing this manner, please, you can't do that kind of comparison. What do you say? Now, the factors that worked against and also, yes, sure, genuinely, what were the reasons as a party? So that we move on. And it is quite clear that the candidature of the candidate we sent was problematic. Reasons. One, he had a religious baggage which cannot
and no say
be overlooked.
More cap almost Professor McQuay report and Kasa. And I say,
but one will report, no?
Radio XYZ.
Yen who be.
Made them a woman.
Hey,
Yes, nobody can deny the fact.
Professor Makoko report no.
Yes.
Dr. Bawumia na abegyina simpie so se nimu ana wanti.
Oh, master.
Radio XYZ.
Look, I am telling you the gospel. If there's any secret in there, if there's no secret in there, they should release it. Makoko report spoke about it, and Nana Daka has also spoken about it.
Hey.
Or say, Mami Kotino, or say he underestimated the influence of religion in our politics. I'm telling you on authority. And if anybody comes to tell you that religion is not playing a role, meaning that your report your common sense and your logic. Tell they work with school, maybe a dream. You don't need a report to tell you that religion played a role. You don't need, because why wouldn't you are aware that religion played a role. Maybe Assemblies of God Sunday before the election. On that day, the Sunday school, the topic was, should a Muslim lead Ghana? That was the topic for the day. And I sat down quietly as a party person to listen to them.
Our Assemblies of God.
Sunday school, yes.
The
Sunday before
the elections.
The last
Sunday before elections.
Yes.
No?
Yes. Many feel Assemblies of God be over. Then I was late for church. So I decided to attend that church and praise my God.
XYZ.
I sat down quietly as a party person, observing the proceedings, and last minute I had to contribute to what does it? So, if anybody tell you the religion and play, the church, look, as well as for God and you making representations the party. This is a fact that we cannot hide. And we are not being underrating any religion. But that is a fact. There are certain things that we wish that would never happen.
Okay.
But Uko grounds are an issue. No, and it's a tribal boost.
Okay. But
one region will vote for NDC, NDC will vote for a certain region will vote for NDC. You can't do anything about it. It is not the best. But it is happening.
Nancy, party the by say obi quiet campaign is no money no. Enya de asise o ma bi for campaign this anime. The Iraq and Agyapong ko any campaign ni bia.
But I don't ask this question because this I want about Bawumia message to my for in the end
campaign yeah.
Any campaign. This when we talk about what will happen then tomorrow 28 later.
Campaign ni bia.
Or go outside country the country the whatever no. The statement of mine in a campaign. And I'm not sure anybody can come. And then if you see us campaigning, the party cannot stop us. Because one party is campaigning. I was actually a so one party cannot campaign for another to stay home.
Okay.
And we have decided also to get out and tell people the facts of the election, why we lost, and why, as a people, we should be united. We should invite everybody who left the party to come together for us to fight.
Yeah, but council said, so client cast a campaign be the pa. Now the mother a war, and milk, and sugar, and a baby campaign ma. I feel campaign be then party supporters about this all.
Let me give you one intellectual dishonesty that the other side has been propagating. And it's about this religious thing. In Team Fodio constituency, let's say if it was religious, then Bawumia would not do better than in Team Fodio at his constituency. When they know,
Reverend in Team Fodio,
yes.
MP,
yes, okay. When they know that a hundred people in a contest about almost split here. Now, in total, if you add the vote, they had 24,000. Bawumia had 17,000. Now look, Ronaldo at the previous election had 26,000. Why did the Bawumia have 17,000? The rest of the people who did not vote were Christians.
Now say all far from one on the background as even suffer. Yes, sir.
Yes, Bawumia na fanyamina mepo. Bawumia na going around the tour, meaning so one thing now. Or check if it was religion that determined his bad performance. Can Team for your constituency, who never been seen. That is the intellectual argument he's making. And I'm saying that it's dishonest. Because you know that after the primaries, the other candidate who was not satisfied contested as an independent candidate. And the votes of both of them was 24,000. Bawumia had 17,000. And now during the previous election had 26,000. And in such arguments, near the year campaign, and why a day. What do you say? Hey, and the about that because you go do them. You have to cross the bat. We revisit the facts. We have the data. The data in which a candidate who came at the background of not or a Muslim, he will bring all the Zongo votes and the Northern votes. Meaning, Northern region, 5 regions, we won only one. Lost all the others.
XYZ.
Apart from Winnipeg Zongo, we lost every Zongo.
Hey.
And the election about
in the last election, we lose Zongo communities.
Zongo, apart from Winnipeg. What did he bring on board? That's the question. What did the last candidate bring on board? That is what this campaign is going to address. Now, if you have a candidate who brings nothing on board, and you are investing resources and human resources, financial resources, human resources, time, and everything to win election as a candidate offer to be a man, may sound an accord. You are not just saying, no problem.
Finally, no, sir, campaign saying so na kwa nanye. Ebi so say asa de musim ntuma gufin e wa abonten no so ya no say.
Enye no kre. People don't understand politics.
XYZ.
When there's an internal contest, you talk about the weakness of your competitor in order that people would accept you. What do I say? And you know, so what is me can say Sebi Educhu or Bao to me ya. I'm not insulting him. Me can say or education and your Bao to me, which is not the case. He did well in education. What do I say? And you know, I know into Magufini yetun abontino. We are campaigning within the party. And people should not get us wrong. And I have seen that trend. Say echo contesting. Ukasa hey. And today you can go mumuni and corner. Yako Tony and Kase digitalization about Bawumia yentino. Yentuma Bawumia near strength. See afa over 10,000 Juma. Say any support to party with over 700 pickups. We have been there since 1990. We have been in the gutters. We have campaigned. We have brought the party to power under Kufo and Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo. The time has come for us to also go and contest for ourselves and win. We are a grassroots and we would know the feelings of the grassroots and will help them. I didn't hear
XYZ.
I'm quoting, we have the data. The data is what the analysis is going to come from. What was the end of the election? Why did people vote? Why did the Zongos not vote for their own? I know Niebe discussing, it will be a mistake for MPP to send the candidate who went and lost massively, even though we were governed in power. ABC though, meaning say Ghana Frontier said Sadia party in power, a report was had ABC that. And we have to interrogate it and make sure if it was a mistake, we will not repeat it. That is all it is about.
Okay.
Now, Sabi, Nipa na all contesting, no, and I did not to tell Chrome, I don't know contesting. Now, party, Sabi, I can't do any idea. And the bush Japadi. And why should nobody contest him? And it's quite unfortunate too. People in charge of democracy, I can mention somebody like Chairman Sabus. His comments are so unfortunate. Because the party is not for anybody. Anytime the party says, let's go for contest, everybody who wants to contest will file a nomination and undergo the process. See a cleaner, no a contest to be. And the comments, the party has become the property of somebody. And nobody should dare come out to say I'm contesting. Can you imagine?
Na se enkomo a akoso ye na mo ne party ma hia yi a wabomu san komo yi coming days yebe tin komodie ne saa nya de obi stop campaign bia mo ne party man be
anya campaign friend
nkomo
de be di papa
mo ne party man be bon komo saa
papa so we go thank you to you see bon komo
okay yate kansa ne anopen komo na de besia that's pa Radio XYZ 93.1 FM Kwasem so Lawyer William Kwesi, a private legal practitioner.